Shalom, shalom. It's Tehila from the Kefar with our Hebrew verbs lessons. And in this lesson, we are going to learn another conjugation pattern within the PL binyan. So if you haven't gone through lesson 18, which was a review of the first three PL patterns that we learned, you should definitely do that one. And then once you're all set, then you can come and learn this fourth pattern. And we are going to use the verb Lamellae, which means to fill, to illustrate this conjugation pattern and point out what the characteristics are. But before we get into that, I want to do a review of the three patterns that we've done so far. And you'll notice that one common thread within all of the PL conjugation patterns is that we replace that initial lamed of the infinitive with a mem in our conjugation. So you'll see that all of the present tense conjugated forms, masculine singular, feminine singular, masculine plural, and feminine plural, all begin with the mem. So in group one, this is just our regular PL group. And by regular, I mean that it doesn't fall into any one of those other categories in the subsequent groups that we've learned. So the regular levashel, you just replace the lamed and the infinitive with a mem, and that gives us the masculine singular of mevashel, with our vowel pattern being m or a. Okay, so mevashel, mevashelet, mevashlim, and mevashlot. And then we have our second group, which was aha. And a lot of these groups have similarities across the binyanim. So even though this is a PL verb, if you went through the pa'al lessons first, then you'll remember, okay, with the pa'al verbs, the acha verbs, it's the ones with the middle letter is aleph, hey, chet, or ayin. Same thing here. And what that means for us is in the plural form, we're adding an additional a sound when it comes to the pa'al verb. And again, it's the same thing here with the PL verbs, we're adding an additional a sound. So we go from lesachek, our infinitive, meaning to play, and we get mesachek for our masculine singular, mesacheket, feminine singular, and then we have a slight change for the masculine and feminine plural. We're adding a middle a sound in place of the shava, giving us mesachakim instead of mesachkim, and mesachakot instead of mesachkot. So mevashlim and mevashlot from our regular group, and mesachakim and mesachakot for our acha group. The third one that we did was vav tav, and again, same definition as the vav tav pa'al verbs. These are the ones where the infinitive ends in a vav tav, like in this case, lechakot, which is to wait. So we replace that vav tav with a hey, just like we did with the pa'al verbs. So we get mechakeh, mechaka, mechakim, and mechakot. All right, so just showing you some examples of the verbs that we've done in the lessons so far, the PL verbs. So regular levashel, to cook, mevashel, mevashelet, mevashlim, mevashlot, leshalem, to pay, meshalem, meshalemet, meshalmim, meshalmot, levakesh, to seek or to request, mevakesh, mevakeshet, mevakshim, mevakshot. Okay, and again, I know that I'm going through this a little bit quickly, but we do break them down in each of the individual videos. So I'll link them all in the description below. So if you need to go back over them, or if for some reason you skip them, which I don't recommend, you can go back and watch those. Okay, then we have our acha groups, lesachek, mesachek, mesacheket, mesachakim, mesachakot. Leta'er becomes meta'er, meta'eret, meta'arim, meta'arot. Lemaher, to hurry, memaher, memaheret, memaharim, memaharot. And then our vav tav, where the vav tav in the infinitive turns into a hey. So lechakot we did as the example. Legalot, to reveal or to expose. So megale, megala, megalim, megalot. And lekavot, which is to hope. Mekaveh, mekava, mekavim, and mekavot. Now this fourth group that we are going to do is the group that ends in aleph. So these are PL verbs where the last letter of the shoresh is an aleph, okay? And so they have, it's really, for most of the conjugation, it's the same as our regular group. There's just one difference. And so we'll go into that. And we are going to use the verb lamellae, which means to fill. Like, for instance, if you were going to fill a cup or fill a container with something, you would use the verb lamellae. And so as with the PL verbs, you're just going to get rid of that initial lamed, and the letters that are left are going to be the letters of your shoresh. So in this case, it's mile, taking the pattern of a piel verb. That's where we get the vowel pattern of how to pronounce the root from. So we have our mem, lamed, aleph, mile, which is the root of our verb lemale, which is to fill. So for masculine singular, it's going to be exactly the same that you're used to. M, that initial mem with the shava, and ae. The masculine plural, m, a, im, okay, just like our regular plural PL verbs. And feminine plural, m, a, ot, just like our regular PL plural verbs. Where we have the difference is with the feminine singular. With feminine singular, it becomes m, a, et. Okay, so again, if you remember the pa'al verbs, when we had pa'al verbs that ended in aleph, where the root ended in aleph, it was a similar ending. Like for instance, the verb likro, which is a pa'al verb that means to read. We had kore and then koreit. So it was basically whatever the masculine singular was, plus an additional top sound at the end. And here, even though this is a PL verb, it's a different binyan, it follows a similar rule of conjugation. Okay? So for instance, the boy fills, yeled memale, or hayeled memale, the boy fills. If we're talking about a girl is filling up something, hayalda memalet. Okay, so again, it's the same as the masculine, just with an additional tab at the end. So memale, masculine singular, memalet, feminine singular. And then we have memalim for masculine plural, and memalot for feminine plural. And we'll do it again. So hu memale, he is filling or he fills. He memalet, again, same thing, just with the tab at the end. She is filling or she fills. Anachnu memalim, we are filling or we fill. And hen memalot, they feminine fill or they are filling. Okay, so again, just wanting to show you the regular and the group 4 along with the vav tav in the middle. But right now I want you to pay attention to the left and the right column. So on the left we have the regular, and on the right we have the ones that we just did that end in aleph. So you'll see that they are basically exactly the same in terms of the sound pattern or the vowel pattern. The only difference is where we get the feminine singular. Whereas for our regular verbs, it's m, a, e, et. For the group 4, the ones that end in aleph, it's m, a, et. So for the regular verb, it was mevashelet, excuse me, mevashelet. And in the group 4, the ones that end in aleph, it's memalet. Okay, so slight difference. Other than that, it's basically the same exact sound pattern. Not basically, it is the same exact sound pattern. So mevashel, memale, mevashlim, memalim, mevashlot, memalot. Where we see the difference is mevashelet and memalet. Right? So as always, you're going to have some exercises. I hope you are doing the exercises. I know that a lot of you reach out to me and let me know that you are doing them and that they're helpful for you. And that's great, because practice is really what makes perfect. And the more that you practice, the more that you'll be able to start recognizing the patterns more naturally. And then you'll have to think less and less about how to use verbs, and you'll be able to just conjugate them more naturally because you will have done lots and lots of practice. There's really no way around that. So your first verb is lekane, which is to be jealous. And your second verb is levate, which is to express, like to express something or express yourself. All right, so I will see you next time with the answers to those exercises. If you want to take your Hebrew learning further, I invite you to visit my website, thekefar.com/Hebrew, for either private lessons, one of the boot camps, or my Hebrew reading course. And if you are interested in the Hebrew reading course, you can preview lesson 1 both on YouTube and on the actual Teachable website. And the link will be in the description below. So until next time, be well, and I will see you for video number 20. Shalom.